motor accident that happened on Tuesday night along Hoima Bulisa Road, that is in Chigorovia, where we lost 20 traders. 20 traders lost their lives and several others were injured. And whereas we strive to improve on the state of the roads, we should also emphasize on road safety. In 2024 alone, the country recorded 25,107 road crashes, with an estimated number of 25,808 casualties. This calls for an action by relevant stakeholders in addressing all this that is happening, and notably the behavior of all the road users. The vehicle conditions, you will find that maybe there was a problem with that vehicle, the road infrastructure, and then the environmental conditions, among others. And you find this business of, like what we talked yesterday, of how the children got an accident in a bus. I'm told the driver was sleepy, it was moving at night. All those kind of things are really dangerous for us. And we need to call upon everybody to be responsible on the road. Well, if you know the road is bad, then be responsible enough for you not to get an accident. And relatedly, honorable members, there was also another accident. So to strengthen and ensure that the safety of learners in their schools, and they must take care of people's children. Because if you don't do that, there will be uncertainty of what happens. People will lose confidence in these schools. They will not be sure if they took their kids to school, whether the children are safe or whichever. We really need to prioritize on the safety in all public spaces. Honorable members, pursuant to Rule 1964 of the Rules of Procedure, Honorable Subi Juliet Kinyamatama, woman member of Parliament, Rakai, is hereby designated from the Secretary Committee of Education and Sports to the Committee of Lands. As I said yesterday, lands, we did not have sufficient number for lands to start operating. And now that the government are not coming to designate, I have designated an independent. Those in favor of the designation say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it. She is duly designated to the committee. Thank you so much. I saw Kosase doing work. I was impressed. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Sewungu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May the source of the disease rest in peace. But, Madam Speaker, I think the Committee of Infrastructure should take more interest on the roads. As we talk now, one of the major challenges we have on most of the highways, the roads are not marked. And we need to take keen interest in that. I don't know whether Ministry of Works is contracting anyone to work on that. Here in Kampala, Madam Speaker, they have introduced the traffic lights, but the borders don't respect traffic lights at all. And we cannot remain in this kind of situation. What is happening in Kampala now, pedestrians have no right of way. You have to struggle to walk. But all citizens in the country, whether they were pedestrians, whether we are driving, actually, in other countries, they give more attention to pedestrians more than those driving vehicles. But what is happening on our roads, Madam Speaker, is pathetic. I raised a matter here one time along Masaka Road. We have spent 4 years now, I think 4 years, we are diverting through Mpiji to go to Masaka. Yet the diversion was temporary because they were trying to work on a road. We don't know what is happening. But road markings in Uganda, even when you are charging traffic offenses, you must be showing road signs on the road. I don't know what traffic uses to determine that someone has made an offense on the road when the roads are not marked. But it's very painful, losing so many people because of negligence. When you are driving at night, it is the markings on the road, the paintings on the road that will educate, will tell someone that we are driving on this side, and the one coming on this side, light will be showing him how he travels using the marking.
Thank you.
Minister of Works should come and explain this carefully. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
We will have that discussion when we are looking at the issues of the roads. But also what Works needs to know that we are not asking for too much. We are not asking for them to start new roads. We are asking them to maintain the existing roads. It's not all about money. We had UNRWA offices that should be activated to look at all these roads in sub-regional, in the sub-regions. Yes, Honorable Macho, Honorable Chut.
Madam Speaker, I appreciate your communication. It is sad that we are losing our young people who are supposed to be senior citizens of this country. And on your submission concerning the roads, we are having a problem, a very serious problem in this country, and beginning with my town of Busia municipality. Madam Speaker, as I talk now, the construction of roads in Busia municipality has become a hazard that it cannot take a week without a serious accident. We have a road coming from Tororo, Ntebe to Busia municipality, which has taken almost 3 years under construction. Moreover, it is an urban road. It is a road which is on the gateway of Kenya and Uganda. The fact, if you go the other side of Kenya and you come this side of Uganda, you see very different countries.
Honorable members, I want to guide you that we are going to discuss issues of roads when in the next item.
Madam Speaker, I just wanted to appreciate you. And in that appreciation, the Minister of Works should do its work on time. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Ibanda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As you are making the communications, the Attorney General came in, and Right Honourable Speaker, in March, Parliament passed the East Africa Community Mediation Agreement Bill. However, it's now almost 4 months down the road, and we have not got any feedback on whether this bill has been assented to. So I was just inquiring whether it would be permissible for the Attorney General to just give us an update on the status of the East Africa Community Mediation Agreement Bill. Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, if you give me a few minutes, I'll check with my office and revert.
Thank you. Honourable Ibanda.
Thank you so much, the Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity. The Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank you for your communication and our condolences to those who lost their lives. The Right Honourable Speaker, maybe our traffic officers on the road should be more serious. Because when you move on these roads, you see, especially those people going for markets, you find the merchandise loaded on trucks, and the people are also on trucks, almost like 40 of them, and the speed is too much, overloading, overspeeding, and there are traffic officers on the roads, and there's nothing that is being done. Now we are losing a lot of lives. I think the Honourable Speaker, there should be a law that people shouldn't be put on trucks. You know, merchandise on trucks, they're also on top of these lorries on the way, and overloading and overspeeding. At the end of the day, we lose a lot of lives. I think this is something the Honourable Speaker, our traffic officers should get serious, and these offenders should be punished before we lose more lives. But I want to thank you for your communication and for your concern.
Thank you, thank you. You find a truck is carrying, it's carrying people, it's carrying luggage, it is overloaded. Maybe we could hear from Minister of Internal Affairs. How do we mitigate this kind of accidents? While you are away, we said we lost 20 people in a car accident. That was in Chigorovia. And that was out of an accident. It was carrying business community with their goods. What do we do? How do we mitigate this kind of thing? First, as Parliament, we want to condone with the families that have lost their loved ones, but we must come out with a solution to that. Minister of Internal Affairs.
Madam Speaker, the issue may not be with any defects in the law. And for your information, if there is a law that has been amended, and I know the Honorable Senior Counsel here
we are not talking
witness.
about the law. We are saying we have traffic officers on the road, and these people move, and the traffic is there, seeing them.
I'm developing that point. Madam Speaker, the Road Safety the Road Safety Act has been amended several times. And the essence of this has been to address the evolving road safety challenges that keep emerging. But Madam Speaker, just like the Honorable Distinguished Member of Introco observed, I have ever intervened at one time when I saw, because our side of the road normally has trucks that carry with them lots of cattle from our sub-region. And the men and some few women were seated on top of a fast-running truck. And the police stopped them. Within a split second, money had exchanged hands and they had allowed these fellows to proceed. So I stopped over and took them on. I said, honestly speaking, couldn't you have stopped these people and offloaded the men and the women that are on top of the truck? Oh, he was pleading with one of them had already identified me. So they pleaded with me, but I said this is being on the wrong side of the law. So it's not about the law like he had observed, but the law is there, but it is being broken by the men who are supposed to enforce it.
Thank you. On the same? Yes, Rose.
Yeah, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for the communication. In your communication, there was an issue of swimming pools. This has become another black spot. And these swimming pools are normally in big hotels that have guards, that have security. I think something serious should be done about the swimming pools because we are losing children. And many schools take their children to go and learn swimming. At the end of the day, 1-2 children remain in water. So we cannot continue taking this. I think we need to understand how best we can work with the swimming pool owners so that we avert the constant death of our children. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the schools, because this one was at school, the schools need to get the guidelines on the usage of the swimming pool and the safety guards, especially if children don't know how to swim. There must be somebody there to support the children. Yes, Honorable Court.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we join you to condole with our dear ones who have lost their lives on that accident that occurred. And it is almost across the country. Sometimes we don't report some of the accidents that always occurs in our places. But I have two concerns, which I think the traffic officers, if possible, they should try to enforce it. For us who normally move long distances, and sometimes we travel in the night, there's these common mistakes where many truck drivers, they like committing. When they're driving big trucks, they don't dim the light. They leave their light high beam. And small cars, they normally suffered a lot during the night. If only the traffic officer could be reminding some of those drivers, not just about until when you commit an offense, but periodically to remind them so that they don't put the high beam in the night.
By the
Number
traffic
two,
officers are not on the road in the night.
I mean, it doesn't matter till in the night because they drive throughout, even during day, so that
Honorable Minister,
kind of periodic.
Honorable Minister, do your officers work in the night?
Right Honorable Speaker, in some areas, not all the areas, and for some specific time, this issue of rogue elements within the traffic police is well known, and maybe, ma'am, if you allow, after they have spoken, and then I can respond.
Okay.
It may not be that we need to put them in the night, but this is a common mistake normally they do. We are always moving in the night, and we are fond of seeing those. Number two, a good practice is when you are driving a vehicle and you have moved for at least 2 hours, you're supposed to take a rest to avoid this fatigue. But when you keep moving 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours without taking a rest, the chances that accidents will occur is normally very high, because definitely as a human being, you'll fall asleep. Some of these things, those mistakes, if drivers can adopt, would help us to help our people not to keep dying on the roads due to accidents. I thank you.
And that's the personal discipline that we are saying everybody must adopt for the safety of the rest. Yes, Sylvie, Christine.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. It is so sad that we lost lives in such a manner, but I was here cracking my head high and wondering why people risk their lives when they actually know that they might die when they climb on those trucks together with their cargo and they end up losing their lives. But the answer is that as government, we need to find a measure of simplifying transportation of these business communities. Either it can be through reducing costs on those big trucks that transport their cargo. Because I come from Raqqa and this happens every day, the cost of operating business is so high, so they find themselves improvising all the time to make sure they make a profit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Christine.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
And Francis.
And thank you for the observations that you made. Right Honorable, in connection to what you observed about the regulations governing swimming pools, I wanted to challenge the Ministry of Education to give us an assurance that they have such regulations on table. And if they are existing, could the ministry officials take a step to make a formal communication to all educational institutions so that the management of the swimming pools is actually prioritized to avoid continuous death occurring to the children? Thank you.
And leave alone that even the treatment of these swimming pools, they put too much chlorine, and the chlorine affects the children. Francis.
Thank you for the opportunity. It is bad that we lost that big number of people, but madam, we have another challenge that is likely to cause a similar accident. For us who use Hoima Kampala Road, there is too much dust. Besides complaining several times to the contractor, he has kept quiet. Whereby, if you are driving and a vehicle bypasses you, you have to park at least for 20 minutes because you can't see what is ahead and what is behind. I was requesting that maybe the minister can force the contractor to always at least be watering that road on a daily basis, like 3 times, to avoid that accident that are likely to occur.
I think we can discuss that when we are looking at the issues of the roads, because merely watering for the road user to see what is ahead of him is not about money. We will discuss that in the next one. Honorable members, on rather another sad note, One of our elders, Dr. James Garuga, has passed on, has gone to be with the Lord. He will passed on at 11 today from Nakasero Hospital. And he has been one of the industrialists in Uganda. He hails from Kigezi, and he has contributed a lot to this country. When you talk about tea, he has been in that for a long time. I will request that may we raise to observe a moment of silence in his honor.
May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you, Minister. On the same?
Before he comes in, mine may not be directly connected, but still has to do with the police. I know one of the challenges of law enforcement is the limited number of the police officers we have in the country. But I've gotten information that recently Uganda Police Force recruited a big number of our youth. But on reaching the training school in Masindi, for the last 1 week, they are yet to begin training. But yesterday, they informed them that the recruitment was over and above the quota that they were supposed to recruit, and are now making a list of those to send back home. Now, we do not know the criteria they will use to send those back home. We do. They're already on their way?
Don't send the ones of Jericho. They're already on their way back.
Now you can imagine the kind of crisis the police has created to our youth with all they have put in to go for training. Maybe when the minister is responding, I would wish he gives us clarity on that particular matter, because it's a time bomb, especially to those who have put in their resources, including buying the required materials, and of course money changing hands here and there, and the criteria used to say, now for you, you are over and above the required number, when you are the ones who had recruited and admitted them.
Honorable Minister, I also got a call from children from Bukedea that they have been sent back, that they are over and above. So I was asking what was the criteria of sending those ones back. Yes, there's information again here.
Yeah, the information, I really want to thank my colleague for raising this issue, because I also got the same outcry. And actually, the person told me they were already going to board to go back home. And that's a very big disappointment to them. I hope the minister can handle this. How do you over-recruit without planning? Because this has really disorganized these children. They are very, very disturbed. Thank you.
Actually, mine didn't even have transport. I was going to ask the minister to send transport for them. Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I share your concern. It's valid. Indeed, if you recruit, how do you over-recruit people and then you send them back? Can I therefore make a more comprehensive, informed finding and then share with the House, but also take action?
So can we first maintain those children there, other than you sending them back because you recruited them?
Can I consult the leadership, ma'am, then I get back?
Can we have feedback? You go and consult and get back to us.
And with your permission, ma'am, before I leave, regarding the traffic issues, a number of issues. Indeed, road safety in this country leaves a lot to be desired, but the contributive factors are many, and I think we need a more comprehensive approach. Just instead of picking out the police element, we have issues of the mechanical state of motor vehicles that travel on our roads. We have the issue of the traveling public itself and how they behave on the road. We have the issue of traffic police misbehavior and state of the roads, etc. And I want to say that there are good traffic officers out there, but also there are bad apples, aided unfortunately by some of these factors. The police leadership and the ministry are thinking of a road safety inspection unit to check on rogue behavior by the traffic police, and also, with your support, extension of the CCTV coverage countrywide, so that people are promptly fined, and maybe that one could mitigate some of these excesses we see that result in the loss of lives.
Maybe you could also find out what was the cause of that accident in Chigorovia, so that we can be able to understand what it was, other than putting all the blame on only one department.
I agree, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. So first, go and make a call and give us information on that, on recruitment. Yes, he's not here. How will he clarify? Next.
Item 3 on the order paper. Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation of the assurance to fully operationalize newly created cities.
Honourable members, you recall that yesterday we received a report and extensively debated upon it. However, I did not put a question because everybody was not there. I now put a question that the report on the Standing Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation and assurance to fully operationalize newly created cities be adopted by this House. Those in favor say on the contrary. The ayes have it.
Item 4 on the order paper. Statement by the Minister on the state of roads and status of road projects in the country.
Right Honourable Speaker, honourable colleagues, our sincere apologies, the Minister of Works is not yet here. Efforts are being made through the Office of the Government Chief Whip to try and get one of the ministers. We pray that, yes, I have actually requested. I have requested. So I request that the matter be stood over until they read.
Order or not?
Madam Speaker, whereas I appreciate the role of the Attorney General in trying to defend his fellow ministers, but this order paper has been there. You gave us room yesterday. You adjourned the House, and the Ministry of Works has more than 2 ministers. Sincerely, being less to this kind of level is not acceptable. So is the Attorney General and the friend in order to enter appearance here by giving defenses of those who are supposed to carry out their duty, well knowing that we came here for business, and the issues dealing with the roads are growing day by day in this House. Madam Speaker, is he in order? Or we censure him? We can censure him now.
Honourable Sewongo, which role has the Attorney General offended? Which role?
Madam Speaker, the rule he has offended is by not responding to the need of the House. And that alone, because the order I'm raising is on his prayer to defend those who are...
I think you've been missing Attorney General. Express, eh? Yes, Honourable Bahati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Minister of Works is around Parliament, is about to enter, And I wanted to suggest that in the meantime, we can start the debate. We shall be taking notes here because he's in the parking. He's in the parking, coming in the house.
By the way, the discussion that was supposed to be done was for us to hear from the Minister of Finance. We had discussed the issues of the roads. And the issues of the roads that we discussed about, we did not end because there was an issue of financing. All we needed to find out was from the Minister of Finance, how best can we have these roads worked on. And there are three categories of roads. One, the roads that were worked on, that were being worked on by UNRWA. How do we continue with these projects? The second one was the new roads. Should we start new roads when we have not finished the existing roads, and then the district roads? That is basically what was being done. So can we go ahead there's government here, they will take note. It's a collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. I will not keep this item on the order paper every day. Honorable members, you will recall that last week, Wednesday, 30th July 2025, the Minister of Works and Transport presented a statement on the roads and status of roads projects in the country. We deferred the debate to yesterday. He was not here, and now even today is not here. But the debate was pending the presence of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Because what the Minister was saying here was, I don't have money. There was no money released. And because of that, we needed to hear from the Minister. Honorable members, you'll also recall that you heard that His Excellency the President communicated publicly about the matter on the roads, and some of the things that he mentioned are: one, the dangers of excessive reliance on external financing for all the development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions that may impede the realization of planned projects. Two, the need for self-reliance in financing development projects. Three, he categorized the projects into three. He said the first one is the very well done new roads such as the Kampala-Ntebe Express Highway, Kampala-Gulu, the oil roads in Bunyoro, and excellent roads in municipalities such as Hoima, Gulu, Masaka, but mentioned but a few. Two, the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mitiana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes the deterioration to under budgeting. The local government roads that have deteriorated because of misuse of the 1.3 billion which was allocated, and that money was meant to be used for maintenance. The President has directed the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to allocate 3.2 trillion required for these roads alone. The President further undertook to have the following roads worked on. That is Mitiana, Mubende, Chenjojo, Ibanda, Mbarara, Ishaka, Mbarara, Mukono, Logasi, Jinja, Mpondwe, Nebi, Arua, Ntunga Murukungiri. And His Excellency also indicated that other planned roads will be indicated in the next manifesto. In light of this, I will request the Minister of Works, Transport to come and explain to the members, and then we open the debate. But based on what guidance the President has already given. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, members. I'm happy that the President has communicated on this matter, because we had a meeting with the President and the Minister of Finance on the issue of these roads, and he appreciated that while we may not get all the money in one financial year, he directed those very critical roads that they must be maintained in very usable conditions. And he said we have already started on Mitiana Muwende, so we must finish that road, and also the section between Chegegwa and Chenjojo is terrible. And what we are going to do, as we wait for the funding from the Ministry of Finance, we are moving our unit, which has been working on Jinja Road, to move and do work on Chegegwa Chenjojo to fully rehabilitate that section. We are also already committed China Railway 18, which is going to work on Nebiarua. They've already started forward maintenance, so they are going to start doing the real rehabilitation of Nebiarua. As regards Chikolongo Mpondwe, already there is a contractor working on Chikolongo Mpondwe. They are doing forward maintenance as of now, but after that they will do the full rehabilitation with funds coming in from the Ministry of Finance. We have Ntungamo, Kagamba, Rukunjiri. That road, we want to save it before it deteriorates further, because it has reached the stage where we can save it with the resurface, just like what we did with the Northern Bypass. So that road will also be done. As far as regards Ishaka, Mbarara, and Mbarara Ibanda, we already have a company which is already identified to work on that road. It's called Shadong High Speed. They are going to be working on that, on those two sections of the road, and they are already doing working with the Ministry of Finance in a pre-financing arrangement. I think they're finalizing the financial terms with the Ministry of Finance, but others they're going to start mobilizing equipment to be on those two sections of the roads. As regards Gulu Atiak Nimule, that one also needs to be attended to, and we are soon going to have a contractor, MTF, on that road to work on Gulu Atiak Nimule. As regards Maraba, Jinja, Kampala, Masaka to Katuna, this is our artery. And we have decided as a ministry that we are going to have two companies fully on those roads, so that they address whatever requirements are there. What we have been doing now with our in-house team has been really addressing those bad spots. But as far as Mukono, Rugazi, Jinja, Maraba Road is concerned, that section, there is a company called CRBC. It's going to be fully committed on that road. Right now we have Kodrosi, which is doing the bridge on Katonga, and it's going to concentrate on that section. They have already done the estimates from Masaka to Kampala. As they are doing the bridge, they will also be doing the bad sections. As you will see, they are going to address the Karandazi swamp and also the Rera swamp, which they are working on now. We hope that once we get money, we are going to pay and encourage more of our Baker to speed up on Usonju Kivoga Hoima Road. He's doing a good job, but I think he needs full support of us paying him in time because this is the local contractor who has actually proved himself that supported he can do work. And he has already proved on the section we are saying between Busunju and Chiboga, but he's supposed to complete up to Hoima, including the bridge at Kafu. We are also rehabilitating bridges like the bridge on Kayunga Road, Seziwa Bridge, which is already being worked on by again a local company called Dynaco, and they are now moving towards doing the remaining stages. They've already done the box culverts to do the refill, take the refill waters, extra waters, but they'll be able to do the bridge. On the other side of Katonga, which we call the northern side of Katonga, from Kabulasoke, there is another company called Rodo, a local contractor, is also doing that bridge. So these are the efforts which I can talk about. Which, and we have images of Rodo, and even the Minister of Water can confirm. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, as we construct these roads, I am happy that you're talking about the construction of the new roads. Can we make sure that the lifespan of these roads is a little longer than, because now most of the roads that we have a shorter lifespan, and yet by the time we rehabilitate this road, we are still paying the loan which we borrowed for making the road. And then the other thing, as you agree with the Minister of Finance to ensure that you have the money to be paid, can we look at companies that have arrears with you to avoid litigation and then payment with the interests? Because you find the interest that you pay for these people become even too much. We appreciate we don't have money, Honorable Minister, but originally we had offices, UNRWA offices in different regions. Can you activate those regions, those regional offices, to be able to work on the roads as soon as there is an issue on a road?
Right, Honorable Speaker. On the issue of stations, we have 23 active stations, and these stations have equipment. What actually delayed them being active was because of the process we are going through in absorbing the UNRWA staff. That process is more or less complete now with the public service. So we have the station managers. The station managers are sub-accounting officers. We send their money on the stations, and they're supposed to address mainly those station managers, the national roads.
Maybe before I give the members to raise their issues, one on the issue, somebody raised the issue, France had raised the issue of Hoima Road, much as the works are ongoing. But like I said the other time, the dust is too much. You cannot even be able to see the next person.
Okay.
We may not have the money now, but can the contractor continue watering and ensuring that there is not that dust on the road?
Yes, right, Honorable Speaker, you're right. When a contractor is working on the road, it's mandatory of that contractor to water wherever. This has happened also. We also received complaints on Mitiana Mobende Road around where the contractor is working now, that the dust is too much. So I've already told my project supervising team to ensure that the contractors water, because it's mandatory of them to do that. So this, as I was saying, Right Honorable Speaker, the stations are now active. They may not have started. Please. The stations are active. I can even tell you the names of the station managers in all the stations. Because
can we leave the minister finish? We've been waiting for the minister.
I've told you that it took time for the station managers to be in station because they had to get authority to become accounting officers. sub-accounting officers. So when we give them the money, they must present a work plan. They have the money. They have the money.
Why don't you listen?
They have the money, but what had delayed was them being authorized to spend the money, because they have to be given the authority by the PS and the Minister of Finance.
Honorable members.
Once they get that authority, they spend the money. The stations do two things. Let me explain. The stations do two things. One, they supervise what we call framework contracts. They are works which may be too big for the station to handle. So we engage contractors in what we call a framework contract. So they go on those roads and do the framework. For example, we recently received the problem between Kotido and Kabong. And my station manager in Moroto, yes, courtesy of the speaker, and my station manager in Moroto has already sent a framework contractor to handle the Kotido Kabong section. The Kotido station is going to handle the section between Kotido and Moroto. My station in Moroto, on force account, they are going to handle between Moroto and Lopei. So these stations are active. The station in Soroti and Olupot has been handling the works between Soroti, Katakwi, and the other areas. So if your station has not been active, if your station has not yet been active, yes.
Honorable Minister, can we hear from the Minister? Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister of Works, I can confirm the stations are working. Mine in Mbale is working. Mine in Mbale is working. And maybe you just need to check with your stations. Honorable Minister, Honorable members, can you sit? Sit. Can you sit? You sit. Honorable Minister, we will also want you to address us on the issue of the 1.3 that goes to the districts, whether you've given the districts guidelines on what should be done.
Right, Honorable Speaker, let me clarify. The districts under the road fund, and I wanted this to be clear, the road fund was not removed. The fund was not removed. What was done was to change the management of the fund. We are still sending the money, which is through that fund, straight to the districts. The 1 billion is sent directly from the Minister of Finance to the district. Please, the money is sent directly from the Minister of Finance to the district.
That's
the
true.
1 billion.
That's true.
So when we talk of the 1.3, we think on average, that's what the districts get in a year, 1.3 billion. What the billion from the Minister of Finance and what we send from the road fund. Now the management of that fund is under the District Road Committee, on which members of Parliament are members. So the management of that fund is actually, if I could appeal, that members of Parliament, you help us to follow the management of that fund.
Thank you, thank you. And they are doing that under their oversight role.
Exactly.
If you don't do that, then the problem comes back to you as members of Parliament. Lucy?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I seek clarification from the Honourable Minister, and thanks for your report. You beautifully said, mentioned the roads and the contractors that have been awarded. Unfortunately, for Atiak, Nimule, Okay, Gulu Atiak Nimole, which is now a death trap, and it is a very, very bad road now. I've not had any commitment in terms of the contractor who is going to go there. Secondly, Honorable Minister, I mentioned to you the other time about our bad road from Away to Rhino Camp. This was a road that was managed under then UNRWA, now Ministry of Works, and it was under Foster County, the section from Away to the town council where the district headquarters is. I can tell you that even as the station manager is doing his best.
You need to be brief. Everybody wants to speak.
I'm just concluding.
Yes.
Yes, I conclude. But Honorable Minister, the station offices don't have the funds to actually put gravel. They are just digging, and every time it rains, it gets worse. Vehicles get locked up, and it is a big problem. So you need to take care of this. Thank you.
Honourable members, so that you don't repeat the same thing, can we first hear from Finance on how much they have released and how they are handling this? Let's first hear from Finance, so that you don't, because the money could have just gone maybe this week, and you're expecting something to have been done before. So, Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, before I inform the House about the releases, I want to share the same concerns about the state of our roads, because recently while I was campaigning in Rwanda, I drove on a 27-kilometer road, the Ruhija Butogota road. 27 kilometers took me 1 hour and a half to get to where I was going. So I had to apologize on behalf of government that we shall look for the money to do the road, because the road condition was bad. Madam Speaker, now I come to the money. In this financial year, our budget for our allocation for road interventions is approximately 3.1 trillion, out of which 1.14 trillion has been released for this quarter one. And out of this release, only only 123.7 billion is already available to Ministry of Works for spending. The rest we await Ministry of Works to request for it from us for spending. Madam Speaker, as you may note from the directives from the President and a number of meetings we have held with the Ministry of Works and Transport, because we work closely, this budget is inadequate to meet the demand in both rehabilitation and construction of the new roads. What is the commitment? As the Minister of Works has stated, we have decided to continue working together in terms of with Ministry of Works in terms of looking for the money and also pushing for the works which are ongoing. Madam Speaker, since I have got a chance to be on this microphone, let me also state that I am happy with the work being done on Masaka Road compared to the previous 4 or 5 months. Now we see Katonga moving, we see the swamps has been talking about moving, has also started moving, and also on other roads. Therefore, what do we ask for, Right Honorable Speaker, is that we take a commitment that finance and works will continue working together. We at finance will continue looking for the money in the current constrained circumstances, and also the works to facilitate the Ministry of Works continue pushing the work so that our road status is recovered and maintained to where it was at least 3 years ago. Also, lastly, at least now, I can confirm that the station manager for UNRWA, now Ministry of Works, is now available on phone and working. And also at the station, we are able to speak to her and she tells us the action plans she has.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I want whoever is turning to speak about the road, I want you to look at NDP 4 from page 350 and to page 354. It is in that page that you are able to understand which ones are ongoing roads and which ones are planned roads, so that we don't look funny. We don't look funny when we are talking about what is already in the NDP 4. Just tell me what is the number of your road on the NDP 4. Tell me. All of you, you sit. You all sit. I gave you people NDP 4, and I've also told you the schedule where those roads are. So talk about the road and then the number, so that we discuss it. Yes. What is it? Okay, let me start with the joke. You have there's a procedural matter here.
Thank you very much.
I am very serious about NDP 4.
Thank you very much.
Raise the roads. If the road is in the plan, that road has 5 years to be completed.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for directing us to take us to NDP 4. But at the stage where we are, Right Honorable Speaker, the stage where we are, we had a minister the other week who came and alarmed the nation, and he said, I have these roads, they will not be worked on because there is no money. Right Honorable Speaker, the public heard that, and the roads were mentioned here. Right Honorable Speaker, the President responded by saying, put all the money on roads. At this stage, Right Honorable Speaker, what we want to hear from both the ministers after the presidential directive, I want to hear the Minister of Finance that after that we prioritized this amount of money to go to roads. Madam Speaker, we should stop speaking in tongues at this level. The Minister of Finance came here.
He's just talking about regional and how his road. We need to know, Honorable Musasizi, how much money was prioritized after the presidential directive. We want to know which roads were given priority for that money.
Can I
Minister of Works, Madam Speaker, should do come. The minister should stand on his feet. Honorable General Katumba Wamala.
Honorable Samba, you don't have to shout. You're using a microphone. Everybody is listening to you talking. It is not shouting that stresses a point. Honorable members, the president raised a number of issues. He says the danger of excessive reliance on external financing for development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions that may impede the realization of planned projects. When we overdepend on these monies for making the roads, when somebody cuts off the donation of the funding, we get problems. However, he says there is need for us to be self-reliant, for us to be able to finance. That's why you find some of these roads are funded by Uganda, our own funding. But then he categorizes the roads and he says, the very well done new roads, and he talks about them. Then he says, the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mityana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara, Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes those deteriorations to under budgeting. And that's why I was saying that you give a lower lifespan because of the low amount of money, other than giving a higher lifespan by giving enough money for those roads to be worked on. But however, they said this money should be given to complete the most important roads, which are mentioned. And the roads are there, which the minister has talked about. And the president further undertook to have the following roads worked on: Mityana, Mubende, Chenjojo. I know you're very interested in the Mubende road. Ibanda, Mbarara. Ishaka, Mbarara. Mukono, Lugasi, Jinja. Kikorogo, Mpondwe. Nebi, Arua. Ntungamo, Rukongiri. There are a number of them. And that's why I was referring you to the NDP for. And I'm happy there's only one person here, Honorable Masaba. Honorable Masaba, next is to you, because you're going to talk with authority. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm interested in knowing the progress of the upgrade of the Soroti, the Tororo Mbale Soroti, 150 kilometers road, because it was planned to have started the rehabilitation of that project. But as I speak, there is nothing that shows that there is any work that is to be done on this project. Then the other one is the Mbale Kokonjeru, Wanale Road, that is about 21 kilometers. And then lastly, I'm interested in knowing how you're spending the money on the Rural Bridge Infrastructure Development Project, because we've not been receiving proper accountability, and we expected that this probably comes and helps most of our bridges and roads in our districts and cities. I would like to get those details as well. Thank you very much.
Honourable Minister, first answer what Lucy and what they have asked, then we bring another, so that we don't get confused. A lot of people come last on the Bududa Road.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. The 28-kilometer circular road of Bududa was identified in NDP 3 and NDP 4 for tarmacking. But as we wait for the tarmacking, we are putting a contractor on that road for maintenance. That road is supposed also to be done by Abubakar as the contractor on tarmac. But as we wait for that, it will be done, it will be maintained. I can even share with you the number of my station manager of Mbale, called Dina, and you can call her and she'll tell you who the contractor is on that road.
Honourable Minister, you're talking about the Mbududa?
The Budunda
Satula Road. That was.
Oh, yours is in Kokonjeru. The Kokonjeru. That road we are using our team from the training center, which you know, Meltec. We want to do a cobblestone project on that road because of the nature of that road. Doing tarmac it will be washed away very readily. So our team in Meltec, which is our training center, has already done studies on how to do cobblestone, and we intend to do that road with the cobblestone technology. We are going to do that road with the cobblestone. You wait when we start. And then the Aware Road, Attack Nimule, there's a company called MTF, which will go on that road. The road from Attack, of course, you know that Attack to Raropi is already done. Raropi Afoji, we are in procurement stage for Raropi Afoji.
Thank you.
Tororo Mbale, that road is under what we call the Northern Road, NERAP, the Northern Road Rehabilitation Project. It's being done by Motenjir under the World Bank. They have so far done all the way from Kamdini, and they have crossed into Soroti now, and they're coming towards Tororo. We had the challenge when there was a threat to stop the project, but then it was the World Bank, when they came and made an appreciation of what had been done, they decided to finish the project. It's ending in Tororo.
Thank you. Ojok, you're all going to speak.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As regards to your question on the NDP4, Gulu, Lalogi, Upit, Moroto Road is number 257. But Madam Speaker, that is scheduled to start in 2029. But as we speak now, that road is in deplorable state. That bridge will soon be washed away, the bridge that connects Odek to Aware. What can the minister do in the meantime, 4 years for maintenance? Secondly, on the issue of force account, the biggest challenge has been budget cuts. There's a road that leaves Konaminja that goes to Chuero, Ketgum Road. It's been planned for the last 5 years, but budget cuts are becoming a problem. Just last financial year, they cut 75% of the budget. That is according to the station manager there. So I request that the Minister of Finance really avails the funds to help us maintain these roads. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you. Jen. Honorable Kia. Joan.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to appreciate the government for the effort they've made in the road sector. The new districts have received equipment, but it's incomplete. And therefore, we have to seek from the region. The region for northern Uganda is in Gulu. West Nile is very far from Gulu. I would like to implore the minister to have a special consideration for West Nile. Can we have equipment there? West Nile, Right Honorable Speaker, should actually be a region of its own. We, the people of West Nile, love the people of Gulu and Lango, but we don't want to be always bundled up. Please have consideration for the people of West Nile. Number two, there's a road which His Excellency, I'm in copy of a written directive to your ministry, directing for not tarmacking, but high-grade maram from Pakwach, Rhino Camp, up to Difule. Up to now, from 2023, 2024, we are now in we're almost reaching 2026. Please, high-grade maram, as we wait for tarmac. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, West Nile is very far from Gulu. Please handle that issue of West Nile, have the equipments in West Nile.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I totally appreciate the challenge of these regional workshops. We are I did report on this floor that we have already come up with a new list of equipment where cities, municipalities, and these big regions are going to be addressed. The President has directed that we use the same method of procurement like what we used for the 1,151 equipment which we distributed, and we already in talks with the Minister of Finance, and I know that there is also a delegation going to Japan soon, and one of the things we are going to discuss is the issue of those equipment. So hopefully with financing and also the financing arrangements being agreed on between the two governments, we should be able to get those equipment, and then we shall decentralize these regions. For example, you find, as you said, Gulu takes care of Karamoja all the way up to Kabong, and you can imagine Gulu handling Karamoja and then also handling West Nile up to Koboko. It's really overstretched. So we hope that once this procurement is through, we shall decentralize and create mini centers in these regions.
Thank you.
As regards to the Pakwach, Abdiri Rhino Camp Road, this road is going to be done because there is even a lot of pressure from the Ministry of Tourism because they are going to relocate rhinos into Rhino Camp. So we are working with the Ministry of Tourism to ensure that this road is done.
Hassan.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker.
West Nile, I thought John had spoken about West Nile. Hassan.
Right Honourable Speaker, the funding of these projects, especially construction of roads, is done by external funding. And as a Committee on National Economy, we process these loans, and this Parliament approves loans for these projects. Honourable Speaker, where we are now, the Minister of Finance telling us that there is stoppage of funding. Could it be that our government broke some of the rules or the conditions in the financing agreement? Because I remember one of the issues was with UNRWA, when it was very categorical that the implementing agents during the process of this particular loan was supposed to be UNRWA. Now we went on with rationalization, and the UNRWA was taken under the Ministry of Works. Could it be that external funding is being cut because we are breaking the terms and conditions that we are set up in the financing agreement? Maybe the Minister of Finance and Works can clarify on that. Thank you.
Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, let me put that one very clear. On the issue of the foreign funded project, yes, it was a precondition when we were rationalizing and when we went into discussions with the funders, World Bank, African Development Bank, and Islamic Development Bank. One of the conditions they gave us is that the project implementation units must be retained. And we have retained all the project implementation units on all the projects. That is Busega Mpiji, the full project unit is there. Kampala Jinja Expressway, the full project unit is there. And any other project, Koboko Yumbe Moyo, the project unit is there. We have not stopped any project implementation unit or changed these people because that was a precondition of the. There are other issues regarding delays in disbursements, but it's not about the rationalization.
Thank you. Alan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, in NDP 4, number 181, that is Butalangu Ngoma, of 54 kilometers. We need a commitment from the Minister. And number 23, Matuga Kapeka Road of 42 kilometers.
when you check in the NDP4, they are categorizing it as ongoing. But when you go on the site, that road, they are constructing at a very low speed. And lastly,
You say they are constructing at a low speed. It is at a low speed. That means it is ongoing. It's just a matter of English.
Madam Speaker, let me finish with Luwero Chuoko Butalango of 29 kilometers, which is under Dot Services Limited. That road was supposed to be completed in June of this year. But as of now, they requested more days, over 100 days, and they are supposed to complete it in September. But the speed, at the rate at which they are constructing, Madam Speaker, we are worried whether this road will be completed in time, because people of Luwero Choko Butalang are very eager for this road to be used from Ngoma, Butalangu, Chiwoko, up to Luwero, which connects that road, and it's a very strategic road. We need an update and a commitment from the minister. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, take notes, then you answer all of them at a go. Yes. Lawyer.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, mine is a little bit outside the NDP4. When UNRWA was rationalized, there were liabilities that were transferred to Ministry of Works, including pending compensation. On the road from Gulu to Oluio, which was 66 kilometers, 80 people have not been compensated since. I would like to seek clarification on that matter. Right Honourable Speaker, whenever the minister is speaking about roads, I get worried if he makes no comment on our progress on railways. Because one of the ways our roads can stay for some time is to try to offload the road from heavy equipments and things like cement from the main roads to the railroads. Could the minister also brief us on the progress so far made on the rail transport? I thank you.
Margaret.
Clarification. Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to ask the Minister for Works on what is happening. Kidgum to Kidepo Tourism Road was in the budget in 2017, from 2017. Last year, it was clearly spelled that we are going to have the tarmac road from Konalao to Kidepo. Up to now, the persons affected by the project have not been compensated. We are not seeing any development. And even yesterday, Madam Speaker, the tourists are stuck. From yesterday, they have not yet gotten out from where they are stuck.
Thank you.
What is going to happen to the people of Kitgum, to Karenga, more so the tourists? Thank you.
And the loan was approved by this House for that round. Honourable Pendusi.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, on 27th of November 2019, the Honourable Minister came to Gulu to commission roads that were funded by JICA. And at that event, he made a statement, a public statement, committing that the road from Gulu, Lamu, Kitgum would be tarmacked. The people of northern Uganda have waited for that road in vain. Fortunately, it's part of what, again, last year, he issued a statement in this House that government was already in final stages of designing. So it would be good, Right Honorable Speaker, for the Honorable Minister to please clarify. Secondly, he also directed the Honorable Musa Ichwero last year to go and look at the status of the road from Bank of Uganda through Custom Corner to Juba Road. That has cost many lives. It would also be good for him to clearly help us understand how far he has gone with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Linda.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My point of concern is about the roads that were started by former UNDRA before it became Ministry of Works and up to now have never been completed. We have Bukuku, Rubona Road. There are 5 major bridges that are being constructed, and up to now, the contractor stopped working. This road is in a sorry state, and when we talk to the regional engineer,